Hello, everybody, and welcome to Friday Apocryphal Podcast, your one-stop shop for everything Friday Apocryphal and podcast. And boy, do we have a show for you today. Today we are covering the Apocalypse of Moses,
Adam and
chapters
Eve to Electric Boogaloo, Apocalypse of Moses,
chapters
the sequel,
11
prequel,
through 21. Sequel, prequel, what?
Well,
I guess we don't really know.
There's stuff that occurred prior to Vita.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess, right? Because they were in the garden and whatnot. So I guess the life of Adam and Eve would be a sequel to that part of Genesis, specifically that part of Genesis.
Yeah. The sequel.
This is like a remake of the sequel, but maybe not. We don't actually know.
It could be the original sequel.
It could be the original sequel.
But it's probably...
It's one of the sequels.
Yeah. It's like... Transformers and Transmorphers, where you have like those...
Wait, Transmorphers?
Yeah.
Is that a real thing?
Look,
that Ruben isn't just now making up?
Blockbuster, back in the day, when you would have the new releases, you would go to the front, and this was so like old people would
make the mistake.
They would make the mistake because their like little kid would be like, I want to watch Transformers. And they would see Transmorphers up on the wall, and they would
they're
rent
like
it.
70, and they're not quite attached to what their child wants. Because it's not their kid, it's their grandkid.
And Blockbusters were certainly something.
I love
they
Blockbuster.
had games like that too, though. Like there would be Mario Party, and then there would be Party Kart. Okay? It's like, was it Mario Party or was it Party Kart? I don't know what my grandkid wanted. I'm going to get them both.
You used to be able to find really interesting things at Blockbuster. I remember back when they still had Super Nintendo games for rent at Blockbuster. I found
for rent. Remember that?
Yeah.
Games for rent.
I found like ROM hacks, like legit game. They don't exist. Like I've looked into them. These games do not exist. There is no record of them. But I played them because I rented them. So, yeah, Blockbuster had tons of cool shit.
Yeah, people would legit just take whatever game was on there and put a different game on there.
Yep.
Like, thanks.
Yeah, and that was always like really interesting to see what people would... Sometimes they'd record over the VHS that they got from Blockbuster. That too. So that was always interesting to see what you got instead. So
yeah, that's fun. What book do you have?
I have the Old Testament Pseudepigrapha, Volume 2, edited by James H. Charlesworth, and the section on the life of Adam and Eve is written by we should know these names by now, right?
Yeah,
M.D. Johnson. M.D. Johnson.
M.D. Johnson.
Medical Dr. Johnson. He's probably not. That'd be weird.
I want M.D. Johnson to get an M.D. so that their name would be M.D. Johnson M.D.
Yeah, that would be pretty good, I think. Yeah. We are continuing on with the story of Adam and Eve, and now I think we are today going to get into Eve's recounting of the events.
Are we?
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna hand that to me, right?
I am. Yeah. Here you go. Here's the book. Hope you enjoy your book.
The Life of Adam and Eve. The Apocalypse of Moses. Chapter
the
11.
Greek version. Yeah, the Greek version.
Title 19.
You say Title 19?
Yeah, Chapter 11. Title 19.
Wow.
He's not doing Chapter 7.
No,
I don't think
also,
he
you
is.
should change that from white text to
I'm working
anything
on it.
else.
I put a black border around it, but it didn't help. I've been experimenting with the colors, but it's just not looking good no matter what I do.
This is why we should have a bottom bar like on the news.
Oh, yeah, that would be something.
I can always put like it in a box, but I don't want to. Usually, I like it floating.
All right. Well,
I'll work on it. Okay, it's gonna be live editing.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's continue on with this story after I think in this version
Do we just happen to like be overlaid perfectly with Adam and Eve in the background picture?
Yes, absolutely. You guys are just
Wow.
covering them up. It's
Interesting.
really funny. It's like you have extra arms.
So if
Look at
I move my arm up here
Uh-huh.
and then this one over here,
You're getting there.
not doing it close enough. This looks weird.
A little higher up with your arm. Higher up.
This
Ruben,
looks so
Ruben, higher
weird,
up.
man. We're just kind of covering it
Other
up.
arm.
Oh, that's almost exactly it. That's fine. What are we
Yeah,
even
you're doing
doing? Why
great.
are we
Keep
here?
going.
This looks ridiculous, especially if you're not
I'm
like
happy
watching
for
what we're
you.
doing. Our background is
Look, guys, it
is
doesn't
Adam and
matter.
Eve, and they're standing next to the tree, and we're just for some reason trying to replicate their
Guys,
exact
it was
position.
much funnier without the green screen effect in real life. Just
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was
I'm
really
sure.
funny. I'm like,
I'm
no,
sure.
Ruben, raise your arm higher. And I was trying to help. I wasn't like fucking with you.
I'm
but-
sure. Anyways, chapter 11. Then the beast cried out,
Yeah, this was the beast
saying,
that bit Seth, right?
yeah, it bit Seth because we're already at that point where Adam's like, oh, I'm sick. And Seth is like,
Yeah,
what is sick? What is pain? What is life?
Yeah.
And they go off in this direction to visit the garden. So the beast is saying, "O Eve, neither your greed nor your weeping are due to us, but to you, since the rule of the beasts has happened because of you."
Oh, the rule of the beasts.
Yeah. Isaiah 11:6-9 says apparently that the hostilities of the animal world toward man will be removed in the future age.
Huh. Okay, let's
I mean,
see.
like,
Isaiah
domesticated
11,
animals.
6-9. The wolf shall dwell with the lamb, and the leopard shall lie down with the young goat, and the calf, and the lion, and the fattened calf together, and little child shall lead them. The cow and the bear shall graze, their young shall lie down together, and the lion shall eat straw like the ox. The nursing child shall play over the hole of the cobra, and the weaned child shall put his hands on the adder's den. They shall not hurt or destroy in all my holy mountain. For the earth shall be full of knowledge of the Lord as the waters cover the sea.
Yeah. So, like, I guess the idea is that Eve's actions in the Garden of Eden not only screwed humanity, but also the entire animal kingdom.
The entire order of creation, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, like,
No, I honestly think God shouldn't have made this that important.
yeah, I mean, if God's creation can be screwed up through the entire order of creation just by eating a fruit, that's a serious design flaw.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Remember that? Remember design flaws?
No.
Yeah, that's right. Horrible.
How is it that your mouth was open to eat from the tree concerning which God commanded you not to eat from it? Through this also our nature was changed. Therefore now you would not bear it if I begin to reprove you.
I mean, she seems like she's already in the middle of a breakdown, right? So, like,
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so chapter 12. Seth said to the beast, "Shut your mouth and be silent, and keep away from the image of God until the day of judgment." Then the beast said to Seth,
See, I stand off, Seth, from the image of God.
So I mean that is kind of what happened in the other version, except I think right after Seth told the beast to shut up, the beast just went away.
Now, several manuscripts omit the name Seth here.
Oh,
The widespread speculation that Seth possessed the image of God in a special way is based on, pull out your Bible, Genesis 5:3.
Genesis 5:3. Okay, I am competent enough to pull that up, but
you're
not
not.
competent enough to speak. When Adam had lived 130 years, he fathered a son in his own likeness after his image, and named him Seth. Okay,
All right. So,
yeah. So that makes sense.
yeah.
I mean, I figure, if they're making people in the image of God, yeah, Seth would apply. So, like, I'm not
Right.
too surprised.
Yeah. Then the beast fled and left him wounded and went to its dwelling. Now, dwelling here is literally tent, while manuscript C reads den.
Okay, yeah.
It would be strange for this beast to have a tent.
I would say so, yeah. But I mean, the word, because this is Greek, right? So the way words work in Greek, you can have like a variety of different meanings. And I mean, we have that for English too, except in Greek, it could range anywhere from the general to the specific. And it sometimes gets very annoying trying to figure out exactly what you mean, because it was, a very poetic language, I guess. So they used idioms and metaphors all the time. Their language even necessitates it, kind of. So,
Chapter 13. And Seth went with his mother Eve near to paradise, and they wept there, praying God that he would send his angel to give them the oil of mercy. Now, oil and mercy. This is a play on words. Elion, eleo. Not capable of Latin translation, but it is a Greek play on words.
hold on. The first one was so oil and mercy.
Elaion
Okay, I will look these up.
for oil.
You said EA.
No, Elaion.
Okay. Yeah. So Elion. Yeah. So that is olive oil. Sure.
And Eleou for mercy. Eleu.
Okay. So if it's ELEOU, okay. So that would be okay. It would take a little bit to find here, because that is a form of a word. That's a genitive form, which means it could come from eleon or eleos. So it could come from any of those. And the way I am seeing it right now is there could mean kitchen table. It could, and then elion or eleon could mean piteously, and it could also mean pity or mercy or compassion. Yeah.
So many ways you can translate this.
Yeah, so it really depends. The thing is, the root form, just by the word itself, could mean any of those things I listed. But in context, it would make more sense as pity or mercy. Like it would, like kitchen table wouldn't make sense there. Even though it could, just by the word form alone, come from that. But it or like a board for where meat was cut up. Like it could mean, the word form alone could mean any of those, but because it's the genitive form, could be any of them. And I think that, mercy there makes more sense.
And God sent Michael, the archangel, and he said to them, Seth, man of God, do not labor, praying with this supplication about the tree from which the oil flows to anoint your father Adam. It shall not come to be yours now. Now, the following few sentences are parenthesed.
Okay.
Because they appear in a minority of manuscripts.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'll tell you when the parentheses end.
All right. And I do want to point out quick, James in the chat, don't know if you've seen it already. I made a video on Lilith a couple years ago. So I mean, in the context of this story, Eve is having issues because she feels an immense amount of guilt for bringing the fall onto Adam and
Everyone.
Yeah. So she's basically just like, oh, it's all my fault. Woe is me, kind of thing.
At least she was in the last narrative. She might be slightly different
No,
here.
in this one, it's been the same so far.
Similar.
Yeah. And with Lilith, I go way more in depth in that video, but that comes from an ancient Jewish parody, which came quite a bit of centuries after this text was written that we're reading. It came about either anytime between like 800 and 1000 CE. But it was a parody text. It was a joke. And we read that text on the show, The Alphabet of Ben Sira. It's hilarious. It's so funny. You
watch that too.
Go watch that if you
I
haven't.
want to know the origin story for that.
Yeah, that is where the Lilith being Adam's first wife story comes from. But it is quite a hilarious book, honestly.
Yep. Okay, so this is the parentheses section. After he says it's not going to be yours, the oil.
Gotcha.
But at the end of times, then all flesh from Adam up to that great day shall be raised, and such as shall be the holy people. Then to them shall be given every joy of paradise, and God shall be in their midst, and there shall not be any more sinners before him, for the evil heart shall be removed from them, and they shall be given a heart that understands the good and worships God alone. End parentheses.
Sure. And that would be in accordance with all the eschatological stuff that was believed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you go again to your father, since the measure of his life is fulfilled. That is in 3 days.
Yeah, Matthew, if you haven't seen that video too, you should also go see that. See Maya, she knows that it was a good video, so you should take her word for it.
Yep.
It was pretty good. Go pretty in depth.
And as his soul departs, you are sure to witness its fearful upward journey. Chapter 14. Having said these things, the angel departed from them. Seth and Eve came into the tent where Adam was lying. Adam said to Eve, "Why have you wrought destruction among us and brought upon us great wrath, which is death gaining rule over all our race?"
Yeah, classic Adam.
Yeah, 2nd Enoch 30:18 and Sirach 25:24 also
Enoch.
hold that death came through Eve.
Yeah.
While the blame is put on Adam in Romans 5:17, 4th Ezra 3:21, 7:118. Manuscript C does not have the words following death. And he said to her, "Call our children and our children's children, and tell them how we transgressed."
Yeah. Now, of course, that they've been doing that, because the whole thing is, you got to keep up these stories through your oral traditions, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this is, I like how it's very specifically make sure they know how horrible we were.
Yeah.
You guys sucked.
Man, Lilith is why do I fuck? You know what? Fuck all you, chat.
Yeah, right.
Making me say Lilith instead of Eve. Eve here, Life of Adam and Eve. I know that. So yeah, Eve's entire character is I suck.
He's just talking about himself here.
Yeah.
That too. I also suck.
So,
yeah.
Lawrence, I'm going to give you this next section.
Oh,
Eve's
okay.
Story of the Fall. And this is going to go, well, I'm going to have you read 15 through 18 and then hand it back to me for 19 through 21, all right?
Okay.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to go take a whiz.
What? That's crazy. We don't even have Jesus on today. You don't have a chance to do that. All right. Anyways. So yeah, here's Eve's story of the fall. So we get to see her point of view. Maybe there's something different. Maybe she argues with Adam. I suppose we'll find out, but I'm guessing based on the character, probably not. So anyways, chapter 15. Then Eve said to them, "Listen, all my children and my children's children, and I will tell you how our enemy deceived us. It happened while we were guarding paradise, each his portion allotted from God." It's interesting how they use his there to describe both of them.
Yeah.
That is interesting. I don't know if that's because the thing is, if I knew what if I saw the actual Greek here, I would be able to tell you what would make more sense as a translation. Like maybe it's supposed to be like a some plural form that's very similar or something. Maybe they're just assuming it, which also happens. If it's some plural form, then they could have just translated it as each his position, because yeah. Anyways, okay. I don't know because I don't see the Greek, but if I did, I'd be able to tell you. But just a poor choice of translation, I would say, unless the text is actually that bad. Now, I was watching in my share south and west, and the devil came into Adam's portion where the male animals were, since God divided the animals among us.
Wait, what?
And all the males he gave to your father, and all the females to me, and each of us kept his own. That's a new part of the story we haven't heard.
That's stupid.
Also stupid, yes.
I guess like part of the preservation of creation is just having the initially created animals, so they prevent breeding.
Yeah, I guess because no, things are still, they would still have to die in the garden, right? At least
No.
I guess they wouldn't have, right? Because the whole thing is like they brought death into the world.
Yeah.
So yeah, they can't just keep breeding. But I guess at the point that they wrote this, they wouldn't know that, you know, they wouldn't know that when you eat something, it was generally alive at one point before you ate it. Like they wouldn't know that.
Like when you eat an animal.
When you eat animals, sure, but like also when you eat like, you know, some kind of vegetable.
I mean, they might.
They wouldn't have considered that alive, I don't think.
It's magic.
It depends on when this was written.
Right, I guess.
Really.
I guess. I mean, at least at the time that at least at the time Genesis was written, they probably wouldn't have considered them alive. I don't think.
I don't know.
I,
Maybe some people did. There's been animists forever, you know.
Yeah, but with,
and technically speaking, like, you know, you had like, well, by this time, certainly, right? Because you had in ancient Greek philosophy, prior to Socrates, there was Thales, whose position was that everything is full of gods. So there were like positions that everything is alive. The water is alive.
gotcha.
The
Okay.
ground is alive. Fire is alive. Air is alive.
Sure.
Right.
So, but the thing is, it probably wouldn't be in that philosophical school because Adam and
Right.
Eve brought death into the world, right?
But it is a Greek text.
Sure,
So
that's
I'm
also true.
assuming that by this point, at least in the Greek-speaking world from which this was created, there were concepts of plants being alive.
Sure. Okay. So, yeah, let's continue on here.
But if we
They're all
were to
separated.
consider Adam and Eve as historical figures, then at that point in time, they might not consider plants to be alive.
Right, yeah. Which they were not. Let's make that clear. So yeah, all the male and female animals are separated. And the devil, sorry, this is chapter 16 now. And the devil spoke to the serpent.
Ooh.
Yeah. They're separate now. But actually, yeah, I guess it never, was it made clear in the Vita that the serpent was the devil, or was
It was not made clear, but the serpent spoke like from the point of view of the devil.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like outright like,
All right. So, but in this one, it's I guess he's like controlling, or not controlling, but right now he's talking to the serpent, saying, "Rise and come near, and I will tell you something to your advantage." Then the serpent came to him, and the devil said to him, "I hear that you are wiser than all the beasts, so I came to observe you." Creeper.
Ooh.
"I found you greater than all the beasts, and they associate with you. But yet you are prostrate to the very least. Why do you eat of the weeds of Adam and not of the fruit of paradise?" Oh, yeah, I see. He's trying to get the serpent to be like, yeah, maybe I should have some of that fruit of paradise.
Yeah.
Yeah. "Rise and come and let us make him to be cast out of paradise through his wife." He doesn't actually say that. I added that in. But
I understand.
okay. That'd be weird for that to be in there.
No, it's fine. You did great.
Thank you. "Just as we were cast out through him."
Okay,
So the reference there to "just as we were cast out" is weird, because I mean he's referring to himself and probably the those other angels that also did not worship Adam, right? Because it said that, at least according to the Vita, we'll see how they have it laid out. But in the Vita, when Satan had refused to worship Adam, all of the angels below, or in that are subservient to Satan, also did not worship Adam. So it could be talking about them, because if they're talking about Satan and the serpent wasn't really cast out of anything yet. So like that'd be a weird inclusion.
Yeah. So I wanted to comment on this plant life thing.
Oh, okay.
So I think there is an argument that in Genesis 11 through Genesis 1, 11 through 12, you might see some sign that they consider plants alive, because they make a reference in both verses to the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind. And
okay.
what we know about kinds
And how they use kind, yeah.
it's a classification giving to animals and living things, right? So they also make the distinction between general animals and things that creep on the ground, right?
Yeah.
So like bugs, but they surely would recognize that bugs are alive.
Yeah.
So I think that probably they understood that plants are alive, based off of the categorization of referring to it as kinds. But that is a pretty iffy thing to hold in general.
I mean, I'm sure that they would have noticed that it would have produced whatever fruit it was supposed to produce.
Right.
So, like...
Well, they also they refer to like plants growing from the seed. So they understand that there's like a cycle to it.
Absolutely.
So some kind of life cycle.
Mustard cycle.
And I'm sure that they had seen dead plants before.
Yeah. So, where were we here? Yes. The devil is talking to the serpent, and he's probably trying to get the serpent to, he's trying to trick Eve.
As usual.
As is tradition.
That's his MO.
The serpent said to him, "I fear lest the Lord be wrathful to me." The devil said to him, "Do not fear, only become my vessel, and I will speak a word through your mouth by which you will be able to deceive him."
It's got a Pegasus left there, kind of.
Close, yeah.
Yeah. So like the serpent is going to be possessed by the devil. Right?
Essentially in this book, yeah.
This is how they can be the same being, because Satan can possess the body of the serpent.
Mm-hmm.
Control him.
Yeah.
Dominate animal.
All right, so now we're on to chapter 17, and this is the temptation. Ooh. And immediately, oh, sorry, this is back to Eve telling her story.
Immediately.
Yeah. And immediately he suspended himself from the walls of paradise about the time when the angel of God went up to worship. Then Satan came in the form of an angel and sang hymns to God as the angels. And I saw him bending over the wall like an angel. And he said to me, "Are you Eve?" And I said to him, "I am."
Right, bending over the wall.
Yeah,
like
I'm not
an
entirely
angel.
certain what that is supposed to mean. So
Is there a certain way that angels bend over walls?
I don't know, sexually.
Is it that like the only beings they've ever seen bend over a wall is an angel? Is it that like he magically created a porthole between one end of the wall and then the other?
I don't know.
Kind of phase through a little. I don't know.
I'm not sure. So Satan is in his angel form,
Mhm.
I guess.
Then
but-
he bends over the wall.
Yeah. And I guess, well, the thing is, because he asks to,
So maybe it's that he's bending over the wall and he looks like an angel.
Maybe he's super tall.
but the thing is, he just asked the serpent to basically, he has to possess the serpent, right? Essentially. Yeah, you'll become my vessel. I'll speak a word through your mouth by which you'll be able to deceive him. Yeah, and so he goes over the walls of paradise, or suspends himself from the wall of paradise. So this is probably in snake form. Walls of paradise about the time when the angels of God went up to worship. Then Satan came in the form of an angel and sang hymns. And I saw him bending over the wall like an angel. So I guess
I don't know.
they're,
Maybe it's that the angels are capable of coming and going beyond that specific wall.
yeah, I suppose. Maybe
But
that's
also, like, God's security on this garden is awful. Like,
Well,
you
yeah,
can
well,
just wait until the angels take a break, and then between shifts, you can sneak over
that's
the
what
wall.
that's what they did.
Yeah.
That's what he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
Wow.
horrible
Yeah,
security.
those flaming swords need a break too.
Yeah, what happened to that cherub?
Yeah. Right.
All of its eyes were closed because it took a nap.
By the way, it is unclear if the devil is in serpent form or in angel form right now. I don't actually know which.
Maybe so maybe like the devil has no physical form, and
Sure.
then when it possesses the serpent, it's able to change the serpent's shape into an angel.
Yeah, but you have like the reference to it from it being suspended from the walls of paradise, and that sounds like something more of like what a snake would do. And it also says that Satan comes in the form of an angel.
You're spending too much time on this, but
It's weird. It's
is
really weird. And then you're suspended over the wall like an angel.
I'm trying to envision this kind of as like a heist scene where he possesses a snake and scales a wall when the flaming swords and cherubim are gone. But then there's that part where they turn him into an angel, and I don't get that. What's the point of that part?
Nope.
So anyways,
All right. All right, let's continue on here. So yeah, she confirms that she's Eve. And he said to me, "What are you doing in paradise?" I replied, "God placed us to guard it." and eat from it. I thought that, I mean, I guess you could eat from most of paradise, right? But not that one specific tree. The devil answered me through the mouth of the serpent.
Well, they did specifically command them to have the fruit for food.
Yeah.
In paradise.
The devil answered me through the mouth of the serpent. You do well, but you do not eat of every plant. And I said to him, yes, we eat from every plant except only one, which is in the midst of paradise, concerning which God commanded us to not eat of it, else you shall most surely die. Now we're on to chapter 18.
So Eve is like, yeah, we eat every plant, like
Except for this one.
nightshade, hemlock, poison ivy.
Every
Poison
single
all.
one.
Yeah.
We eat them all.
Guys, after the show, can we go get some poison ivy?
No.
No?
And I've never had it I've never managed to touch it, but it was always a real problem in the South when I lived there.
So what if we had like some other dangerous plant? What about those what are they called? They look like, they're called doll eyes, right? Because they look like eyes.
This mushroom?
No, it's not a mushroom.
Oh.
It's like a berry, I think.
Oh.
But they look like doll eyes.
Ew.
They look really
it
fucking
kills you?
creepy. What?
It kills you?
Yes.
Okay.
It like stops your heart or something.
Oh, great.
Like
so
it-
Eve was eating that.
Yeah, right. Man, that'd be a stupid idea to put in the garden.
They had everything, though.
Yeah, I suppose. Then the serpent said to me, may God live, for I am grieved over you that you are like animals, for I do not want you to be ignorant. But rise, come and eat, and observe the glory of the tree. See, this is, okay. He is in the form of a serpent right now, right? The devil answered me through the mouth of the serpent.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I guess she already knows he's an angel at this point in time. But I guess she's retelling the story, so I don't know if she knows. But a talking serpent, you'd think there's something up with it.
Nah, all the animals talk.
All the animals talked.
Okay, fine. All the animals talked.
Don't you remember the animal apocalypse?
Yes, I remember the animal apocalypse.
They're very complex
Oh my God.
beings.
So yeah, I guess I don't know what she would be seeing at this time. But either way, you wouldn't trust this over God, right? Doesn't matter if it's an angel or a serpent. You wouldn't trust it over God.
Well, apparently God made her stupid.
Apparently, yeah. And I said to him,
She got the ribs, but she didn't get the brains.
wow. And I said to him, I fear lest God be angry with me, just as he told us. See?
Yeah.
She knows. He said to me, fear not, for at the very time you eat, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like gods, knowing good and evil. That's very risky. Very risky.
Mm-hmm.
But since God knew this, but since God knew this, that you would be like him, he begrudged you and said, do not eat of it.
Imagine not having the capacity to understand what's right and wrong, and then getting a thing that allows you to understand what's right and wrong, and then being punished for
Getting that thing.
like you couldn't
Possibly understand it.
you wouldn't understand that
you've
it's
been
wrong.
seeking the ability to see red your whole life, but you were born blind. Then you got eyes, and you could see red, and you were punished for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bummer.
Bummer.
Uh,
Seems stupid.
yes. And also, why? I mean, yeah, of course, we always ask this question. Why did he put it there in the first place? And if it's like for some test kind of thing,
Well,
then he's just a psychopath
They can't
or
pass
sociopath.
the tests because didn't give me the ability to understand the test. Thanks.
Right, yeah. Not even a capability to understand the test.
They weren't given a number 2 pencil.
That must be it. It had to be a number 2 pencil. Maybe they had
Scantron didn't read.
They had
They
a
just
pen.
failed.
they had a pen. Maybe they had I think they make number 1 pencils,
Make
right?
all the
I'm
numbers.
sure
But
they
nobody
do.
ever
They even make like smaller digits for really fine points. Like if you look at a mechanical, it's a number .02.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a lead width
Okay.
It's not lead.
or
Well,
pyrite,
graphite.
but it's called lead usually. It's not actually lead.
That was graphite.
Graphite, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, let's continue on here. Let's see what else the devil has to say. But come to the plant and see its great glory. And I turned to the plant and saw its great glory. And I said to him, it is pleasing to consider with the eyes. Yet I was afraid to take of the fruit. And he said to me, come, I will give it to you now. Follow me. Ha ha ha.
Tra-la-la.
Wow.
So yeah, he's pushing her into this. We're getting a lot more on like the actual deception
Yeah.
Yeah.
here.
This is, lore filling.
But also, yeah, that was chapter 18.
Now, let me tell you about the fall.
The fall, yeah.
And oh my. Technically, all of this is Eve speaking.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. So I have
Make
to
her
do my
Irish.
Eve voice.
Great.
And I opened the gate for him, and he entered into paradise
I forgot that was your Eve voice.
through in front of me. After he had walked a little, he turned and said to me, I have changed my mind and will not allow you to eat. He said these things, wishing in the end to entice and ruin me.
Wow. Rude. What a jerk.
Yeah.
He should still really, I guess in this narrative, we don't really get the whole scene with Michael, right? But he should still really just be mad at Michael.
You really should. And he said to me, swear to me that you are giving it also to your husband. And I said to him, I do not know by what sort of oath I should swear to you. However, that which I do not know, I tell you. With that which I do know, I tell you. By the throne of the Lord and the cherubim and the tree of life, I shall give it also to my husband to eat.
You know what's interesting, and I'm just thinking about this now. So let's say, Eve eats the fruit first, and then she gives it to Adam.
Mm-hmm. Wouldn't she know that's wrong?
Right, exactly. After she eats it, so then wouldn't it make so it depends on how you view it, right? So if she had the fruit before
then,
she gave it to Adam, then she would have already known it was wrong.
Within a few hours,
We-
you gotta
we-
digest the
or
food.
hold on,
and
yeah,
you gotta
exactly. I was gonna say
process.
maybe
No.
maybe they
we
have to
have
judge
an
it.
explanation.
Oh, do we? Okay.
It's about
They eat at the same time.
No. So she promises that she'll also give it to Adam. When he had received the oath from me, he went, climbed the tree, and sprinkled his evil poison on the fruit which he gave me to eat, which is his covetousness.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
What
so
the hell?
So he poisoned it,
yeah,
and she ate it anyways.
Is that Lucifer juice or snake juice?
I don't know. That's a
Snake
good
oil.
question.
she didn't know.
It's snake oil. Yeah, there you go.
But even though she understood good and evil, because of the poison of covetousness, she then knew that she had to give it to Adam.
Or maybe
because-
she recognized it as covetousness later.
Retrospect.
Yeah.
900 years. You had a while to figure it out.
Yeah. For covetousness is the origin of every sin. And I bent the branch toward the earth, took of the fruit, and ate.
See, I'm not even going to say that's totally wrong because I think greed is at the root of a lot of evils.
Yeah.
So
now, according to some manuscripts, the serpent takes his hands and feet and shakes the tree, and the fruit falls.
okay.
Here, several manuscripts read that, He bent it.
which is pretty impressive, considering it's a tree.
Yeah.
Oh, but the whole thing about tree bending.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, demons.
Yeah, we tried to summon a demon to help us bend trees. Hasn't really kicked in yet.
Maybe that was a reference to the Apocalypse of Moses.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Totally possible.
Tree bending.
Chapter
One
20.
avatar skill they didn't have.
Yep. Chapter 20. This is still Eve talking. It's going to be Eve talking for many chapters to go. And at that very moment, my eyes were opened, and I knew that I was naked of the righteousness with which I had been clothed.
So she ate it.
Now, Ginsburg notes that the Haggadic interpretation of naked in Genesis 3:7 is that the first pair became aware that they were bare of good deeds. Other Jewish and Christian writers assert that Adam and Eve had garments of light before the fall.
See, yeah, the garments of light thing, we've heard that in multiple places, including didn't we hear that in Blavatsky, didn't she?
I think so.
She said something close to that at least. Or she said that we were light beings that were clothed. Or no, I think that was a biblical text, wasn't it?
Might have been.
Or apocryphal.
I don't know. There's so many of these.
There are a lot of them.
And I wept, saying, "Why have you done this to me, that I have been estranged from my glory with which I was clothed?"
So yeah, it immediately works. Okay. They
Yeah.
don't have to digest it.
Yeah. And I wept also about the oath, but that one came down from the tree and vanished. I looked for leaves in my region so that I might cover my shame, but I did not find any from the trees of paradise, since while I ate, the leaves of all the trees of my portion fell, except those of the fig tree only. And I took its leaves and made for myself skirts. They were from the same plants of which I ate.
So this is, probably where we get that imagery of, Adam and Eve wearing leaves around them.
And this is interesting. They reference that this being the same plants of which she ate. And that she says that it's a fig tree.
Oh, okay.
Now, a couple of things here. The tree of knowledge was wheat, according to Rabbi Meir. A fig tree, according to Rabbi Chosei. Grapes, according to Rabbi Judah, the son of Rabbi Eli. According to Rabbi Abba of Akko, it was the ethrog.
The ethrog?
Look that up.
To what?
ETHROG. Ethrog. I don't know what an ethrog is.
Like a
Type
balrog?
of tree? What?
It's not a balrog, right?
No.
You said ETH?
ETHROG.
Okay. There is an etrog tree that is okay, so it kind of looks like a really crusty lemon, like a really, it looks like a lemon with scales almost.
Oh, I think I've seen those.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's just a bumpy lemon.
Yeah, a very bumpy lemon.
Yeah. Well, whatever it was, God has not revealed its identity. Genesis Rabbah 15:7 agrees with later Adam literature that it was the fig tree. Several manuscripts do not have this clause.
Yeah, so they are, I guess, indigenous to Israel. They do grow there, so it makes sense that that is a possible reference, or they would understand this. There's also a reference there in Leviticus to it. Okay, gotcha. Interesting. All
The
right.
fig tree in Christian tradition is also the one that Jesus commands to die.
Yeah. Jesus and figs.
Which, if the fig tree is the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, then that gives different context to Jesus having this command of the fig tree.
Yeah, that is true.
Especially like it's out of its time, right? Whereas there was no time for them to eat the fig tree. I mean, they shouldn't.
They should not have, no.
Anyways, chapter 21. And I cried out with a loud voice, saying, Adam, Adam, where are you? Rise, come to me, and I will show you a great mystery. And when your father came, I spoke to him with unlawful words of transgression, such as brought us down from great glory.
So, she has to tell him about this this fruit, right? Mm-hmm. And what was the exact oath that she took? Was it that she would give it to him, right? Or make him eat? What was the exact wording?
The wording, by the throne of the Lord and the cherubim and the tree of life, I shall give it also to my husband to eat.
Okay. Well, if you're giving it to someone to eat, does that imply that they eat it actually? Or are they just offering it to them?
I mean, it implies that you give it to them.
Yeah. So she could have, easily, now understanding that she shouldn't have done that, she could have been like, she could offer it to him.
But she's covetous.
Right, she is covetous, but, I guess, right?
Right, but if she were like clothed in light and now she's clothed in leaves, then wouldn't Adam be like,
you look different.
Something's a little different.
Yeah, you'd think.
Did you do something with your hair? Like, something. For when he came, I opened my mouth and the devil was speaking. Apparently, the devil doesn't need to possess someone to speak through them.
No, that was the snake oil. The snake shot out. The covetousness. This is the covetousness. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, see, the devil had to spray his covetousness all over the fruit.
I hate it when the devil sprays his covetousness all over what I'm eating.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. And I began to admonish him, saying, Come, my lord Adam, listen to me and eat of the fruit of this tree, which God told us not to eat from it, and you shall be as God. Your father answered and said, I fear lest God be angry with me. And I said to him, Do not fear, for as soon as you eat, you shall know good and evil. Then I quickly persuaded him. He ate, and his eyes were opened, and he also realized his nakedness. And he said to me, O evil woman, why have you wrought destruction among us? You have estranged me from the glory of God. And that is the end of our readings for the day.
Yeah, so now he knows too. But he already, because the thing is, both of them already kind of knew that they shouldn't disobey God.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that was their one thing.
But it opened up their eyes to their nakedness, right? Mm-hmm. It could just be their shamefulness, because I know that those often have like the same kind of meaning. But they were initially clothed with light, I guess. And you're right though. I would think Adam probably should notice that if his wife used to be a giant ball of light, that is now not the case. But maybe it goes further to explain the whole image of God thing.
Mm.
Being a shining ball of light. Maybe, I don't know.
What God are we referring to?
The Yahweh one.
Yeah, but there's three of them.
The biblical one, the one that is in Genesis.
Yeah, but according to Christians, there's three of them.
The one that's in Genesis.
Yeah.
That one.
Which one?
You asshole.
There's three of them, right?
Not in Genesis, fuck off.
Okay, so when they say made in the image of God, are they referring to Jesus, Yahweh, or the Shekinah? Like you, it could be one of any of those, right? Within the Christian tradition.
I'm gonna go with the Father. How about that?
I'm gonna go with Jesus.
I'm gonna go with the Shekinah.
Yeah,
okay.
I already picked
Because
that's the one that is light. Just
yeah,
it pretty much explicitly described as being just a ball of light.
Yeah. So that's what we read today. What did you think of today's reading?
There was some interesting stuff in there that was not covered in the Latin version.
Yeah, it's a little different.
Yeah, we get a lot more of a description of what exactly the interaction was between Eve and Satan, which is nice. We didn't get that before.
Mhm.
And we learn that they were clothed with light before.
True.
And, that every animal was separated by gender.
Which we did not have before.
No.
But I guess it would make it easy for Noah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Just take one from over there and one from over there.
Yeah. But, we should make a new T-shirt. The Life of Adam and Eve 2, Electric Boogaloo, The Apocalypse of Moses, Greek edition.
And some really epic art.
Yeah, I guess we could do that. That is a potential one.
Yeah. And we could have, the
Star
Apple
Wars level
logo,
art.
but with a fig.
Or with an etrog.
Yeah. Anyways, if you enjoyed the stream today, check us out on Patreon. And check us out on Teespring. You can click the pinned merchandise right there. That's being pinned.
That's being
right
pinned
now.
currently now.
It's going up.
I think that's a pretty good one. Landon gave us that idea.
Yep.
Really wanted that one.
You can also check us out on our Amazon wish list.
Yeah, link is in the description. And we got what we got on there. A lot of books on there that could be on the they'd be on the show. Maybe we'd read out.
You could be on the show.
You could also be on the show.
Patreon.
Yeah. And maybe we'll use those books on this show or in videos for sources. And yeah, we already mentioned the Patreon, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
so-
multiple times.
Yeah, great. There it is again.
You know what? We have a Facebook and a Twitter. That's free
Completely
to follow
free.
us on there. But if you want to give us more money, you could donate here with YouTube.
You
Right.
could. Or
Wait, can you become a member of this channel?
how
How does that
do
work?
I don't know if I have that thing set up
Come
yet.
on,
never
Lawrence,
become a
let's work on
member.
that.
I've also never become a
the
member.
channel.
I don't even know how it works entirely.
I don't know what
I'm
it
guessing it's
means.
like Patreon, right? I
Kind
think it's like a
of.
monthly subscription
Totally
thing.
different.
Maybe.
Maybe it's like a Twitch thing where
don't
you
know.
become a subscriber and you get like access to emotes.
We'll look at it later, okay?
I guess, yeah. Either way, thanks everyone for joining us.
MilwaukeeAtheists@gmail.com. Lawrence Diss Tracks.
Yeah, Lawrence, send in your Lawrence diss tracks. I want them. Absolutely rip into me.
Yep.
Also, really kill me. Thanks everyone for joining us.
We'll see you on
Sunday for the Bible. More of Luke. I think we're finished.